Hello, I'm Simon Reed, the Personal Finance Editor at The Independent. Now, saving for children is an important issue, and it's important to make the most of your savings, and you can do that by using a tax-free junior ISA. To find out more about them and how to make the most of them, I've come to talk to an investment expert. His name is Darius McDermott. He's from Chelsea Financial Services. Darius.
Simon.
Thanks for coming to talk to us today. Now, how do junior ISAs work?
Junior ISAs are a fantastically simple, flexible product. They're they're the same as adult ISAs.
Yeah.
They have a £4,000 this year tax allowance.
£4,000?
Yeah, £4,000 you can put in this year, and that rises to £4,080 in the next year.
That doesn't sound an awful lot. I mean, adults get $15,000.
Yes, I mean, it is a smaller allowance, but actually if you maximise that allowance every year and get moderate growth of sort of between 5 and 7%, you can actually come away with a pot somewhere between £120,000 and £150,000.
That's assuming from the age of from birth to 18. Because what happens at 18 with the junior ISA?
So at 18, the account becomes the ownership of the child itself. So the money becomes their money.
Right. Hold on. So you could be building up, if you're careful and you find the right investments, you could build up, a big pot.
Yeah.
And the child takes it at 18. That sounds slightly dangerous to me.
Yeah. There is certainly what bears worth mentioning that that is an issue, and clearly the child could then go and do what they want. But we find that many grandparents and parents actually want to use this to discuss long-term savings with their children, and probably highlight that it's for university or for a lump sum for a house or maybe a first car.
Yeah.
But for something sensible. Rather than just...
Yeah, I mean, it's a fantastic way to pay for university or give them a start in life. It could be, as you say, for a car, deposit for a house, all those kind of things. If you don't save money for a child in this tax-free environment, how much could you lose? We're talking. So if you're talking about building up a pot of, towards £100,000, how much tax benefit is that worth, do you think?
Well, I mean, the junior ISA enjoys capital gains, so anything that you might save, whether it be in cash or investments, will have no capital gains in the junior ISA.
Yeah.
What's more, if you get a really decent pot, as I say, of something north of 100,000, the child could take a tax-free income at 18.
Yeah.
So that could be very powerful. And the junior ISAs are just simple, long-term, flexible accounts.
Yes.
And one of the benefits is they can't touch it for 18 years, so you get this long-term compounding effect. Even modest sums of £50 a month, again with medium growth, you can easily build up £20,000 or £30,000, which would be a real help towards, say, university fees, which are sort of £40,000, £50,000 as we stand today.
What long-term investments you're talking about? I mean, you could put them into cash, which is perfectly fine. If you don't want to take any risk, but for the best possible growth returns, you've got to think about investments, obviously. Are we talking about possibly an 18-year term? What sort of things could people look at? Well,
we tend to find people looking at higher risk investments because of the length of time.
Yeah.
They tend to favour global funds or Asian funds, which are sort of the growth engines of the world. And given that longer term investment horizon, it's more sort of commensurate with that level of risk and going for a stronger total return.
Sure, but they need to plan this. So, towards the end of the 18 years, if they invest for that long, they need to be thinking about moving into safer funds, presumably, or even into cash.
Yeah, I mean, cash is just on such a low rate at the moment. We wouldn't advocate investing in cash, but in 15, 16 years' time, there's likely to be a much more normal interest rate environment. Yeah. And if you've built up a decent pot over the last 2 or 3 years, you would take less risk because you wouldn't want the volatility that you get from stock markets.
And finally, a warning for parents who've got child trust funds.
Yeah, well, one of the great things which is due to come soon is the ability to transfer from child trust funds to junior ISAs.
Yeah.
Junior ISAs have much more flexibility, they're lower cost in aggregate, and there are millions of people who have child trust funds that are sitting there and really now as a legacy product with probably very poor returns. So it will re-stimulate saving for children's market and encourage people to think about transferring into a better product.
Brilliant stuff. Okay, well, a lot to think about there, but saving for your children's future is important. Thank you for watching.